個性獨特嘅小眾香水，為你打造專屬嘅故事同形象。大豆為主題嘅中法 fusion 菜，以一樣材料變奏出千變萬化嘅味道。經歷咗幾個世紀嘅歌劇，佢最大嘅魅力係啲咩呢？生活中每一分每一秒都瀰漫住唔同嘅氣味，而好嘅香氣除咗可以令人心情愉快之外，仲可以用嚟裝飾自己，展現出自己嘅個性同風格。花香清新自然，果香甜蜜浪漫，唔同嘅香水俾人唔同嘅感覺，所以喺唔同場合、唔同時期，大家都總會有一種愛不釋手嘅代表香。但係如果唔想同人撞香，又想追求個性獨特嘅小眾香水，咁可以去邊呢？ Hi Patrick，
Hi.
我知道呢度咧，你有好多香水咧都係世界各地搜羅翻嚟嘅。點解你會決定開一個小眾香水店呢？
So for consumers in Hong Kong, it's very often hard to find like a really good fragrance brand, and then we usually have to travel overseas. Me myself is a fragrance collector, and then I have to look overseas and then to find a really good niche fragrance.
你作為一個香水收藏家，你通常會收藏啲咩類型嘅香水啊？
So I usually look for fragrances that are very exclusive. It's very hard to find overseas, and then for the scents, it's also very original. It's not trying to copy some other really big brands, and also very popular scents.
小眾香水同大眾嘅香水有啲咩分別啊？
I think the main difference comes from how they create the fragrance. So for mass fragrances, the intention is to please everyone. So you could tell if they are trying to create a perfume, they would try to create a bestseller in the market. On the other hand, niche fragrances, they're trying to create something that's harder to wear, and then it's more for occasion. But
So
then
it can be more unique and more bold.
Yes, you get the refinement of the fragrances, and then it also takes longer time for companies to create something that's niche. For example, it will take at least 1 year to 3 years to create a perfume.
亞洲人同西方人咧喺揀香水嘅時候有啲咩分別啊？
Yes, so for Asian clients, they actually most of them prefer fruity floral scents like this. This is a French-made perfumery, by the way.
It's very fruity.
Very, very fruity floral. It's easier to wear. So this brand is
girly as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit feminine. Yes.
It smells like candy actually.
Yes. And for Western clients, they actually prefer something that's more spicy, woody. So you could see, you could smell something like this.
Totally understand. It's a huge contrast, and I definitely prefer this.
The first one would be more favorable among the Asian clients.
I guess this one's more like cool, sexy, the Westerner one, right?
Yes, yes.
Spicy.
Cool, sexy, but it's
Yeah.
very spicy as well.
Yeah.
小眾香水強調獨特同稀有，除咗彰顯個性品味，亦將藝術帶入生活。佢唔單止講求香氣，香水背後嘅故事、香調、設計同包裝都充滿學問。
我見到呢度都有好多唔同類型同埋好得意嘅香水樽啊，你可唔可以介紹一下？
Yes, sure. This limited edition is created by an Australian independent-owned brand. And the inspiration comes from the ancient city of Venice in Italy.
Oh wow.
It's like flowing of eternal water and the gardening of in the heaven.
These are like roses, right?
Yes, roses, but it's not like too rosy. You can smell other flowers compared to roses.
I see. It's a very beautiful cover.
Yes. And the concentration is really high, so it does last on your skin for a very long time.
It's very strong actually,
Yes.
but also floral, right?
Yes, very floral.
But not too rosy.
Not too rosy, very clean floral. This is an Italian independent-owned perfumery.
That's quite cute.
Yes, so the concept is to remind people of protecting the animals. And then, so all the caps are different, and then they're within the box, so I have to kind of guess the type of animal it is before getting the fragrance.
Oh.
So this cap is made of ceramic and it's hand painted by the Italian artisan.
Is it an owl?
Yes, I believe it's an owl. And it's created by the Italian artist called Alessandro Reggioli. So it's 100% from concept to creating the bottle is 100% made in Italy.
It's very cute.
Yes.
So this kind of all becomes like an art, actually.
Yes, and then they take really long time to create like one fragrance for the client.
And lastly, this one?
This one is a bus bottle created by a French independent-owned perfumer. It involves a lot of hand polishing for the bus, so you can see the craftsmanship, refinement even on the hair of the lady.
Oh yeah, it's very detailed.
Yes.
This would you say it's like more of a Baroque style?
It's Baroque in style. It is.
香水係展現個人品味，而香薰蠟燭就可以提升家居格調。只要點起香薰蠟燭，香氣就會散播成個空間，令人心情放鬆。佢係一個小小嘅儀式感，亦係一種生活態度。
依家越嚟越多人追求生活品質，你又點睇呢？
So we've also seen more and more customers coming in and then asking for scented candles. For example, this candle brand is the oldest candle maker in the world.
Oh wow!
They are a French brand, and then they've been in the market for 380 years.
That's a long time.
This is the new collection that they came out with. It's called the Journey of Water, created by the tea master, Master Zhang Suwei. So Zhang Shuwei, she's been in the market for more than 30 years. She's based in Paris, and then the inspiration of this collection comes from water flowing from the sky and then enriched by the elements of the earth.
That sounds beautiful.
Right.
So 香港人嘅生活節奏比較急促啦，有啲咩蠟燭嘅味咧，你可以推介下，係會幫我哋 relax 啲嘅。
I would recommend the earth to earth scents. So it's the tea master, Master Zhang, she used to pick up bamboo shoots with her mother in the forest before sunrise. And then because she noticed that the bamboo shoots are the sweetest before sunrise. And then that's how she founded her connection with the nature.
So it's like very fresh.
Yes, a little bit woody, a little bit earthy. Yes.
香水係女人第二個靈魂，佢除咗係一種味道，仲係一個獨特嘅標誌，個人嘅故事。
哎呀，sorry，遲到啊
Jazz， 你知唔知咧？大豆咧其實係 super food 嚟㗎，你多唔多食㗎？
多唔多啊？飲下豆漿，食下豆腐咯。
其實大豆咧可以好千變萬化嘅。等我今日咧就帶你去全世界第一間以大豆為主嘅餐廳。
咁犀利！
喺西漢時代，古人已經開始食豆製品，所以呢間餐廳設計都特意保留中式風格，再滲入少許法國 modern 特色。同佢餐廳設計一樣，菜式以大豆為主嘅中法創新料理，以味道低調嘅豆製品配搭其他食材，表現出大豆豐富而又令人驚訝嘅可塑性。
So soybean has a very long history. It actually has a 2,000-year history in Chinese culture in making tofu. So I think it's like a really great source of protein for our daily diet. I love the idea of extending the story. Over COVID time, I realized that there are a lot of tofu shops that had closed down in Hong Kong, and I feel quite sad about that, and I really want to extend the story.
For me, I think soybean is full of possibilities. We can have different forms of soy products like tofu, fermented tofu, soy milk, whipped soy cream, just full of possibility that we can use and put on the menu. So I think it's really interesting to utilize all the possibility of tofu.
首先嘗試嘅係可以令你感受到豆類魅力嘅4豆料理：豆腐皮撻配豆腐芝士、薄荷香碗豆醬同甜豆蔻。自製嘅豆腐芝士加埋綿密嘅豆漿泡沫，糅合多種風味，絕對係呢一個大豆之旅嘅最佳起點。
好脆啊！
平時中唔中意食撻㗎你？
中意啊，但係我未食過一個腐皮撻咯。佢仲要整到咁精緻咧，我仲 taste 到佢有啲薄荷味嘅豆醬，你覺得點啊？
我冇想象到嗰個皮會咁脆咯，因為你望落去咧，我第一眼咧覺得係好似雪糕咁嘅樣嘅，你會諗有啲雪糕擺喺個 shelf 上面咧，實會淋晒啦，但係好脆喎。但係佢雖然有雪糕個碌咧，但係又當然唔係甜㗎啦。
但係都覺得佢好清新啊陣味，
係，
即係絕對唔會覺得好流。
唔會流。
So the tofu skin tart is created for the spring and summer. I love it because there's 3 kind of soy that you'll find in this tart. On the shell, it's a crispy shell that we have dried and then in a mold we deep fry it. On the inside, you will also find a soy in a kind of ricotta form. When we use soy milk incorporated with some acid, it becomes curdled and becomes very creamy. So it's filled with texture and flavor of the spring and summer.
然後咧就係層次爆棚嘅豆漿龍蝦烏冬。龍蝦以52度嘅蝦油慢煮1個鐘，湯底用龍蝦同馬賽魚湯熬製而成，再融合豆漿，淋上番西油、蝦油、大拿嘅龍蝦肉，配埋特濃嘅蝦豆漿，味道完全零違和。
好，即刻試下嚿龍蝦肉先。好嫩滑。有時咧啲龍蝦肉如果咁嘅 size 咧咬落去咧會好大一聲咧，因為容易煮得熟啊，但係有可能因為佢用一個 slow cook 嘅方式嚟煮咧，變咗咧就唔會話太熟啦。
仲保持緊好嫩係咪？
係啊。
我好中意呢個烏冬咯，佢係好 creamy 啦，但係你又同時 taste 到佢嗰個鮮甜啊，即係佢用咗龍蝦啦，用咗魚啦去熬個湯底啦，再配埋個櫻花蝦同埋蝦油咧。成件事真係鮮咯，好鮮。
我覺得啲櫻花蝦好正，因為又加咗少少口感啦。因為個烏冬好似你話齋 creamy 啊，但係咧櫻花蝦係脆嘅，咁一咬落去咧就好似有啲唔同嘅感覺咯。
We want to change the misconception about soy products that is mainly boring, a little bit dull in flavor, and then we want to let people know that there are many possibilities of tofu, soy milk, that kind of things.
So our cooking philosophy is very similar. We focus a lot on seasonal ingredients, and we love the idea of having no border of using East and West techniques into our cooking techniques.
點會少得刺激感官嘅菜式？以四川傳統元素為主調，用大腿肉包住雞胸 mousse 做成雞肉卷，喺上面淋上麻婆豆腐醬汁，底部墊有自家醃製嘅蟲草花，再配埋板豆腐同冰豆腐2種豆腐粒，辛辣嘅味道融入香濃豆腐之中，口感同味道都好有層次啊！
辣辣地喎呢個雞卷。
佢其實係用咗一個麻婆豆腐嘅醬汁啦。同埋你會食到咧個雞嘅唔同 texture 啦，佢出邊係有陣脆嘅皮啦，跟住就有個肉啦，好嫩啦，中間咧其實仲有個 mousse 嘅。
哇！真係切咗落去咧，至睇到嘅原來咧係真係好似分咗明顯幾層咁樣。咁但係啲味道咧又combine 得好好嘅。咁同埋咧，佢上面咧就有啲春菜啦。咁頭先咧兩位廚師咧都同我哋講過話，用一啲 時令嘅材料嘅。咁呢個春菜咧，我感覺到咧個味道咧真係好似喺大自然咁樣嘅，係春天啊夏天嗰種味道咯。
喺下邊咧仲加咗啲蟲草花啦，上邊有2種唔同 texture 嘅豆腐啦，所以我覺得咧食落去咧呢一個菜式咧都係比較有中國風。
我都係咁樣覺得。
So for the chicken dish, I really like that because I think it's a perfect marriage between the East and the West. So we take the local yellow chicken, made that into a chicken roll with mapo tofu on the top. So the mapo tofu, we cook that with a really classic Chinese technique, really classic flavor, really traditional. That show our respect to our own tradition. And then we sort of made that into a classic French sauce. With a demi-glaze in there, and then have a really nice presentation and flavor.
以大豆整成嘅 dessert 一樣唔會令人失望，繼續發揮大豆嘅無限可能。呢一款大豆乳酪同金骨類嘅水果出奇合襯，口感清新。即使所有菜式都係以大豆為主，都唔會覺得膩，成為今次大豆美食之旅嘅圓滿 ending。
So through soybean, I would like to express that soy has a very long history. It's very nutritional, and it has a lot of protein, plant protein that replaces the meat protein. So on a daily basis, we can incorporate these soy protein into our dishes. And it's very delicious. We get a lot of texture, a lot of nutrients, and a lot of fun in dining these kind of soy cuisine.
一講起大豆咧，我就即刻諗起豆漿、豆腐花或者一啲其他嘅甜品嘅，真係估唔到細細一粒豆啊，可以帶咁多驚喜啊！
我自己咧都好中意食豆類嘅食品啊！你知女仔啊嘛，抗氧化養顏。不過咧，我真係未試過食咁多唔同嘅豆類菜式啊！我諗我哋2個今晚咧就唔使 full mask 啦。
透過歌聲，將人物嘅感情、經歷、故事，深深咁唱入觀眾心入面。呢個係歌劇獨有嘅威力。一直以嚟，歌劇嘅文化藝術價值都備受肯定，但同時都令人覺得有啲距離感。而 Ronald 就決心打破呢樣嘢。Ronald, thank you very much for coming to speak with me. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Ivy.
咁我知道今年咧係香港歌劇院成立第20週年啦。咁我想知道其實佢嘅成立目的係咩啊？
That's right. It was 20 years ago when our founding chairman, Moses Chang, gathered with our past chairman, Paddy Loy, and our artistic director, Warren Mock, and they realized something was missing, which was the development of opera. Right. They then went ahead to form the first opera company in Hong Kong.
咁今年咧係20週年啦，你哋有啲咩慶祝活動啊？
This year, we're very busy. We had La Bohème in January, followed by Il Trovatore in May, and in October, we're going to have Tosca. And
lovely.
Thinking back, in April, we had a gala concert to celebrate our 20th anniversary, whereby many of us, including myself, sang on stage in celebration of this special occasion. And we're also going to have an opera highlight in August with 2 evenings featuring around 30 singers who have actually helped and performed on stage for Opera Hong Kong over the years to perform the most famous arias in opera.
Oh, how inspiring.
Very busy indeed.
咁啊 Ronald， 我都知道你係香港歌劇院嘅主席啦，你有啲咩嘅使命想達成㗎？
The mission of Opera Hong Kong is to develop opera in Hong Kong and China, and to broaden the audience base to all sectors of the society. And to do this, we seek to bring in international artists to Hong Kong to allow them to have the chance to collaborate with young local artists, and thereby giving the local artists the chance to learn and to shine and to collaborate.
咁我都知道其實呢樣嘢好難達成㗎，你哋做咗啲咩去鼓勵啊同埋教育下一代呢？
Well, we've been doing that since 2008. It's when the Opera Hong Kong Children Chorus was established. And this group of children would perform on stage together with international singers and local singers, and thereby they get to learn on the spot. And at the same time, they would have regular training in music center like this one. In the past few years, the government has actually increased its funding to arts organization for the art tech. And at the same time, with our own orchestra, so 2 years ago, we decided to establish our own Opera Hong Kong orchestra.
Wow, fantastic! Congratulations.
Thank you. So we hope to bring more music as well, maybe perhaps an opera of our own.
I
so
see.
we have plans to actually produce our own opera in Cantonese.
I see. 咁歌劇最吸引你嘅地方係咩咧？
Well, I'm a singer myself, and since my wedding, I continued learning about opera. And I realized that through this learning, I got to know a lot about history. At the same time, I think opera is unique because artists are brought together to sing, but they don't know each other. As opposed to a musical where it's a production from Sydney, from New York, from London, the artists from an opera are actually pulled together. That's why it's so unique, and they've never collaborated with each other in that production. But obviously, they have actually performed their respective roles numerous times.
咁好多人都覺得歌劇係一個好奢侈嘅活動嚟㗎，你自己又點睇咧？
I actually think it could be luxury, but as you may have been to London, as you may have been to New York, elsewhere in the world,
It's quite accessible, actually.
Operas are very accessible. And I still remember a few years ago, I was in London with my sons, and we watched an outdoor opera in Holland Park.
Wow.
And the total cost for a family of 4 was £24. The Western culture is that opera should be accessible to not just the rich, but the general public.
哦，咁原來歌劇咧都唔一定係一個好 exclusive 嘅嘢嚟嘅，應該大眾都應該可以去享受歌劇嘅。咁好多謝阿 Ronald 你同我分享你嘅經驗啊，同埋你對歌劇嘅熱愛啊。
Thank you, Ivy.